Hello students, today we are going to do subject-verb agreement in grammar. You know what is subject. Subject you can say to be the noun in the sentence, that is the main part. And the verb we all know is the action words. Suppose you see a sentence, the girl talks courteously. The girl in this sentence is the subject, talks is the verb over here. So this is subject and this is verb. Now what is subject verb agreement? Subject verb agreement is nothing but where the verb comes in contact with the subject, that is it takes its form according to the subject. So there are certain rules that are given in your book also, and I want all of you to read it. Some I'm explaining it through this video only. So the first rule that I say always is the verb always agrees with the subject. If the subject is singular, the verb is singular. If the subject is plural, the verb is plural. So there are certain rules that I want all of you to learn up so that you can do your exercises very nicely. So the first rule is when the subject of a sentence is composed of two or more nouns or pronouns joined by and, the verb is always plural. It is very clear that if in a sentence the subject, there is two subject, that is like see the example, the cat and the dog. So cat is one subject, dog another subject, and it is joined by conjunction and. So it will take the verb to be plural. Okay, now second rule is when the subject consists of two singular nouns joined by and expresses a single idea. That means butter and cheese is harmful for health. Now suppose I say bread and butter is good. So over here bread and butter is giving us a single idea of food. So when both the subjects joined by and gives us a single idea, the verb is always used to be singular. Okay, so that is said to be the second rule. Now when the third rule is when two singular nouns are joined by and refer to the same person, the verb is singular. Like the actor and singer. Over here the actor and singer joined by and, it is referring to one single person only. The actor and singer is one single person. So the verb is always singular. But there is a twist also that is given in the second rule. If the is mentioned with both the subject, like when the definite article the is used with two singular nouns like the painter and the sculptor. The painter then is considered to be one person, the sculptor second person. And if it is joined by and, the verb will always be plural. Now when two or more singular nouns or pronouns are joined by or nor, the verb is singular. This is very much understood that if it is nouns or pronouns are joined by or nor, the verb will always be singular. Rita or Vinita has arranged the books on the shelf. So it is either referring to Nirita or Vinita. Though out of two it is talking about one person. The pen or pencil, out of two it is talking about one thing. So the verb will be singular. Now when a singular and a plural noun or pronouns are joined by or nor, the verb agrees with the subject closer to it. So if it is like the magazines or the book has been borrowed from the library. So you always remember, don't go to the near one, but you always remember that the verb will always agree with the second subject. not the first subject. Okay, it is said when singular and a plural nouns or pronouns are joined by or nor, the verb agrees with the subject closer to it. That means one singular subject and one plural subject, and if it is joined by or nor, you always see to it that the verb will always agree with the second subject. Now the word each one, either, neither, everyone, everybody, anybody, anyone, nobody, somebody, someone, no one are singular and require a singular subject. So these all are considered to be singular and always required a singular verb. When two subjects are joined by either or, neither, nor, the verb agrees with the second subject and in number and person. Now over here, second subject in number and person means if the second subject is plural, the verb will be plural. If the second subject is singular, the verb will be singular. Like either Nitin or you have helped. So the verb is agreeing with the second subject. Neither Harish nor he has. So verb is agreeing with the second subject. When two subjects are joined by as well as or with, the verb agrees with the first subject in number and person. If it is joined by as well as or with, then the verb will agree with the first subject in number and person, in the sense that if the first subject is singular, the verb will be singular. If the first subject is plural, the verb will be plural. Now, nouns such as civics, mathematics, measles, news, they always considered to be singular, and so it is singular verb is used. Nouns such as scissors, tweezers, spectacles, trousers, shears requires always plural subjects. So always, these all are always used and the plural verb is always used with it. Okay. In sentences beginning with there is, there are, the subject follows the verb. There is or there are is not the subject. The verb agrees with what follows. That means these are not subject. The verb agrees with the subject. There are many issues to be resolved. Over here, many is considered to be subject. So issues given. There is one problem. One is required to be the subject. So problem is used. Now collective noun generally take up singular verb because it is a collection, like family, army, committee, then jury, then you can say herd of cattle. All these are collective because they are in a group. They are considered to be always a one single unit, and so always a singular verb is used. But to your knowledge, I would say that there is a twist. Now, if this collective noun doesn't work together, they are just differentiating in their opinion or in their work, then we use plural subject. Like we say, jury is unanimous in their decision. That means all the jury members gave one single decision. But we also use the jury were differentiated in their decision. That means all the jury members never gave the same decision. In that case, we always use plural verb. Now, sometimes the subject of a sentence is a phrase. The verb agrees with the subject and not with the noun or the pronoun in the phrase. So, if the sentence is a phrase, it will not agree with the noun or the pronoun, but the total phrase, like one of the books. Over here, the verb is agreeing with one, not with books. Yeah, clear? I think so. So these all, I want all of you to learn it very nicely and read it, because this is going to be very important. Not that it is going to be asked in the exam, but for your knowledge and your further work, this is required to be done. Soon I am going to post the exercises also, solved exercises, but please you also try to do the exercises in the book. Thank you, students.